Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. I was just reading one of my favorite authors. Speaking of favorite authors, have you ever thought to yourself, I wonder what my favorite authors would be like if they were in an interview where they were talking about their hopes and dreams, their lives, their work, all while doing a yoga flow that was customized to them and incorporated aspects of their books? Well, you're in luck. Because I'm a yoga instructor, a writer, and a book nerd. And this is Book Nerd Yoga. It's yoga for book nerds. And it's author interviews for yoga nerds. Today is the very first episode of Book Nerd Yoga, and I'm so thrilled and honored to have my friend, the esteemed author, Laura Hankin, with me today.
Esteemed?
Yes.
Thank you.
Laura is the author of 5 books, and including Happy and You Know It, One Star Romance, The Daydreams, and more.
Yeah.
And today I have designed a yoga sequence for us to do while I grill you about your life and your art. Mm-hmm. And I've incorporated various aspects of your books.
Oh my God.
It's going to be great. It's going to be challenging.
You promised I wasn't going to get too sweaty.
Yes, it's going to be slightly challenging, mostly not challenging.
It's okay if I get sweaty.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of the themes in Laura's books have to do with friendship among women and the power of women and femininity and the price of stardom. And I have woven all of these things into this yoga sequence, which also, I think, honors our friendship.
Because we used to be in a writing group together when we both lived in New York, and we would see each other like once every few weeks for tea.
Yes, it was awesome. And now we live in different cities and we have 2 different kids. Mm-hmm. We're going to begin as I am hoping to always begin, which is we're going to turn and face each other.
Oh.
And we're going to breathe together.
Okay.
And it's going to be as awkward as you imagine it will be.
I feel like we're doing the New York Times How to Fall in Love.
Yes.
Stare at each other.
I was thinking about it. I'm like, it's a little tantric. Like, you know what I mean? Like maybe we should, like I should do this with my husband probably, but I don't. Maybe I should. I don't know.
I'll be your husband today,
Ooh,
maybe.
thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so we're going to breathe in through the nose, out through the nose, in through the nose, out through the nose. Now let's attempt some lion's breath. In through the nose. We're going to begin and end this sequence in reclined goddess pose because we're goddesses. We're all goddesses, and we deserve some rest. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together, and I have rolled up some blankets for us. Place it over your ankles and just tuck the blanket around like this. And then you just lay back on the bolster, making sure that bolster is right down the middle of your spine, and let your arms fall out to the sides. So this is a bit of a hip opener and chest opener. I like using the props, the bolster and everything, because it just sort of like forces your heart to shine a little bit more, a little more openly. When I met you, which was in 2018, because we met in a screenwriting class in 2018, you were a writer and a performer, and you were doing like musical sketch comedy and writing for various things. And then I feel like in recent years, you've like gone quite fully in the direction of book author and like authordom and publishing. And I just wonder how you feel about that. Do you like this world?
I love the world of books.
Yeah.
Like, I've always been obsessed with books ever since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
I just thought that they were the greatest things in the world. I will say, so there's something so nice now about having a little bit more stability. Like back in 2018, I feel like I was constantly running around. I was always on the subway with some enormous bag filled with everything I might need for the day.
Yes.
My laptop, maybe like a bunch of egg shakers to go teach some babies music.
Right.
You know, I wasn't making a living as an author yet.
Such are the 20s too.
Such are your 20s, exactly.
I'm gonna move us out of this for just a sec. So we're gonna remove the props and we're just gonna lie down flat on the mat.
Okay.
Just hold that thought for one moment. And then we're gonna come into Happy Baby.
Oh, amazing.
In honor of Happy and You Know It, which is about babies and other things.
Yes.
So yes, it was, the 20s were a time. And
they were. So it's nice to have just a little bit more calm in my life. At the same time, I do find myself like getting lonely sometimes. Like I love being a full-time author, but I also can't just like sit and write in a satisfying way for hours and hours and hours on end every day.
Right. Here, let's extend the left leg out and make that figure 4. And then reach through the figure 4. I always admire you and think of you as like such a prolific and like dedicated writer where I'm like, you know, you like rent an Airbnb and like churn out, you know, all these pages and all these words. And I'm always like, wow, like I don't know if I could do that. And like, I sometimes chalk it up to your like Princeton background. Let's switch legs. So the right leg extends, left ankle. But yeah, I feel like Princeton was like just is a place for like ambitious young folks to go and like learn how to be ambitious adults.
Yeah.
And so like I do admire that about you, but I can imagine that it is difficult to like accomplish that, to like just like sit down and be like, I'm gonna write all by myself every single day. Like
I would say I spend maybe 70% of most days being like, why can't you write more, you idiot? You know?
Yeah.
And then the 30% is where I actually get everything done.
Yeah. Let's bring both knees to the chest and then gently rock back and forth until we rock up to a seated position. Let's walk the left hand, the fingers of the left hand out to the left. Bring that right arm overhead and get that nice side body stretch. Yeah, the world of publishing just seems like very unique and I don't know how to explain it. Like, here, let's bring the right arm all the way up straight and then bring the fingers of the right hand to the left side of the head and just pull gently down. I don't know, I guess I just like, I know more about like the world of like performance and I don't know, yoga and whatnot. And then publishing is sort of like shrouded in mystery, which maybe like it shouldn't be. We'll just release that. Walk the right fingers out. And the left arm comes overhead. Do you feel like there was a sharp learning curve with you when you first got like your first book deal and like all that stuff?
Yeah, I totally do. My first book deal was actually like a pretty tiny book deal.
Yeah.
I was pretty young when I got it. I was very lucky to get it at all, but it was not the kind of thing where it was like, your book is, you know, we're devoting a lot of resources to your book and we're going to hold your hand through this process.
Right.
And so, you know, I loved my editor and everything, but there were certain things that just nobody told me.
Yeah.
That for example, I always think about my acknowledgement section, right? Like I was always so excited to write the acknowledgement section of my first book and like thank everybody who made it possible.
Oh my gosh.
But I just didn't know when in the process I was supposed to do that. So I remember at one point emailing when we were getting kind of close to publication to be like, is now the time for me to send in my acknowledgements page?
Right.
And they were like, oh, it's too late. You were supposed to do that months ago.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Happy and You Know It or
no, the Summertime
the one?
Girls,
Yeah, okay.
my like secret first book.
Yeah.
Yeah. And nobody told me like, don't go on Goodreads for your mental health and stuff like that.
We're gonna roll over the ankles and come to tabletop.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm surprised nobody told you that actually.
I know. I mean, in some ways I'm like, maybe I should have
Take some cat cows.
Oh yeah, I love a cat cow.
I know.
Maybe I should have like reached out more to other authors and asked their advice on everything. Yeah, or maybe it would have been different if it was a bigger book deal or if I'd had maybe you know, a more involved agent at that point. I ended up switching agents.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes the process can be shrouded in mystery a little bit, even when you're going through it.
Let's come back to a neutral spine and then lift that right leg behind us. And then send it in between the hands. And we're gonna lean forward a little bit to come into a low lunge. Lift our arms up for Anjaneyasana. Have you ever been in a position where you've like been approached by a newbie author who's like, I wanna know all about this? Like, I don't know why I gave them that voice.
All newbie authors sound like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've had a few reach out to me.
Shift backwards to runner's lunge. So just straighten that front leg.
Yeah, and I feel very much like I would like to, as much as I can, you know, do a quick call with them or like
definitely
reply to their email with tips or whatever.
Just be like, brace yourself.
Yeah, brace yourself, but also like, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And it's funny how much publishing can kind of change the expectations game. You know, at first you're like,
send this foot back.
Oh my God, if I could ever get a book published at all.
Yeah.
If like 10 people read my work.
Yeah.
Or like paid for my work, I would be so happy.
Yeah.
And then the goalposts like really
keep moving.
But sometimes you have to step back and be like, people I don't know read my book.
Yes.
Like, that's amazing.
Yeah. And like a lot of them really loved it.
Yeah.
You know? And like, yeah, I mean, and you wouldn't trade like, let's bring the palms back down. We're going to straighten that front leg. Like you wouldn't trade like, you know, this situation where like there are sometimes 1-star reviews on Goodreads or whatever for like those days when it was like, I just want 10 people to read my book. Like, you know, it's like, I'm sure it's a trade-off, but it's like, it's just got to be so exhilarating.
Yeah. I mean, I think back to when we met each other, like what I wouldn't have given for, you know, my current life.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to stop and be like, you got so much of what you wanted.
Right.
Like, who cares that you have, you know, you're not dominating the bestseller lists or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's shift forward. We're gonna send the left foot back into tabletop again, curl the toes under, and lift the hips back for downward facing dog. So let's walk the feet all the way up to meet the hands. We're gonna press into the shins, inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale the arms all the way up, overhead, and then exhale the arms down for Tadasana. We're gonna flow a little bit more rigorously, so inhale the arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Send the feet back for plank pose, and then lower down to the mat, either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale and press up to a baby cobra.
I've never been able to do a chaturanga.
It's so hard. I remember one of the only, here we can exhale, send the hips back for downward facing dog. One of the only like compliments that I got like from a yoga teacher was like, somebody was like, very good control, Kate, as I was like lowering down in chaturanga, and I was just like, yes.
Gonna hold that with you forever.
Oh, I'm gonna dine out on that like for the rest of my life.
Yeah, did you know I had very good control?
Let's inhale that right leg up, and then send it in between the palms. Inhale the arms up. We're gonna come into warrior 1, and then warrior 2. And then flip the front palm, send it all back for peaceful warrior.
I feel like this is a good concept for an interview show because like you're focusing so much on what you're doing with your body that I feel like your guard comes down. So you can like get a lot of juicy tidbits out of people probably.
You can't just like pre-prep, you know, like a like canned answer. Yeah.
Something truthful will slip out while you're like moving your body. Oh, this way, okay.
Yep. Little easy twist. See, you gotta be on your toes, so to speak. So if a newbie author came to you and was, I mean, in addition to things like, make sure you can get your acknowledgements in, you can plant the palm down, send it back for plank. Let's go through our little vinyasa. So lower down, press up, and then send the hips back. In addition to the acknowledgements tidbit of advice and don't go on Goodreads, is there anything else that you would say?
Finding a community of writers is really like useful and good.
Yes.
Whether you meet them in a class,
yes,
like we did, or people you went to school with, or people you find online.
Yeah.
Just like other people that you can commiserate with or celebrate with in like what can otherwise be a lonely profession.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely a good point, especially because, like you said, like you're just sitting there by yourself at a computer and you're just like, is this good? Is this something? I don't know.
And then, I mean, I have other bits of advice in terms of like, when you're working on your next book or whatever, just remember that first drafts are always bad.
Yeah.
You have to just get through it.
Yet another video.
Oh, yeah. All right.
And send the hips back for downward facing dog. And we'll walk the feet up to meet the hands. I'm so sorry we're sweating.
How dare you?
Inhale the arms up. And exhale down for Tadasana.
It's okay, I was too busy to actually go to yoga yesterday to work out, so I'm getting it today instead.
Inhale the arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward. This time we're gonna plant the right palm in front of our nose and then peel that left arm up towards the sky. You can take a deep bend in the right knee and then we'll switch. So the left palm comes down, right arm comes up, and then we'll bring both arms up and sink the seat down for chair pose. Yeah. Coming at ya. Has your perspective on like writing and writing as a career and books and publishing like shifted at all since having a baby?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think it's been harder to like get super deep into concentrating on writing.
Preach.
Yeah, because all of a sudden it's like, how's my daughter doing? Is she okay?
Let's go back to plank again.
Yeah, and like I used to love just kind of getting away from my phone for a really long period of time so that I could write.
Whoops, that doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I'm lucky that my husband is very much like, turn off your phone for, a couple hours. Daycare can call me if something like really bad happens.
Let's lift the right leg up and send it forward between the palms.
It's been a readjustment.
Yeah. For sure. Woo.
Yeah, and maybe I felt a little bit also like the relentless pace at which I'd been going. Maybe I don't have to go quite so hard or so fast,
It does teach you some things, I think. Like having a child like teaches you like where you want to put your energy, I guess. Let's straighten that front leg.
And then I also think...
Let me come into reverse prayer.
Ooh, okay.
And straighten the front leg and then bow over for pyramid.
I also think there's a bit of an awareness of like, someday she might read whatever I write or like watch whatever I make, you know? So maybe it should be something that hopefully can make her proud or at least not too embarrassed.
Right. And come into half moon pose, left foot back. So that there's like a straight line of energy from like the crown of your head through the back heel. Let's bring the hands to heart center and then step back so that we're in a wide-legged stance here. Extend the arms out for 5 pointed star for 1 star Roman.
Oh!
See what I did there? Yep. We've hit a couple of books so far.
Nice.
And then we're going to bring the heels in a little bit, toes face out, cactus the arms, and then slide down like you're sliding down a wall for goddess pose.
This one's a little harder than the reclined goddess we started with.
I know. Well, now we're gonna do revolved goddess. Hands on the knees.
Okay.
And then just twist so that like your left shoulder is in the middle.
I heard a crack.
I know. I know. I love this midlife body that I have here. And then let's come back to center, twist to the left. Come back to center. We're gonna rise up. We're gonna come to warrior 2 towards the front of the mat. And then we'll cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Bring that right foot back to meet the left. Once again, do our little vinyasa. I've been thinking a lot about like how, and then send it back for downward facing dog. Like when you're talking about, writing stuff that she would be proud of or not, at least not like totally embarrassed to read. Like I started a Substack. Let's inhale the left leg up. It's called Tarot Minded. It's a little bit about tarot and a lot about life. And I'm into a high lunge. It's like fun to write it, but I'm also like hyper aware of people I know reading it. And I just wonder how that works for you, especially with like some of the like spicier scenes,
Yeah. I mean, I think when I was starting out more, like with Happy and You Know It, which was my first big book.
Yeah.
I'd had The Summertime Girls come out. Not many people read it. I wrote a whole other book that I couldn't get published that like temporarily broke my heart and made me worry that I was never gonna, publish anything again.
Yeah.
With Happy and You Know It, I was just like, I'm just gonna write what I want and like make this wild and really go for it.
Yeah.
And I wrote a very explicit scene in that, and then I ended up narrating the audiobook.
You can take it wide-legged stance.
And it got to the point where like my father-in-law was listening to the audiobook and I was like, oh, maybe I should think a little bit more about the fact that people that I know will be reading this sort of thing, or in fact listening to me narrate an explicit sex scene.
Yeah.
So yeah, but your readers are always a consideration.
Yeah.
Because
take our hands to the knees.
You want to entertain them or
right.
This way, okay. Or make them feel things. But you also have to, write the kind of thing that you want to write.
Yeah.
And not think too much about how other people are going to take it. Maybe it's like in a first draft, you should just write it for you.
Right.
And then like the second and the third and fourth drafts, you can start to think more about your audience and everything.
Yeah. Let's come back up and take Warrior 2 to the front. And then cartwheel the hands down. Just send it back. For plank. One of our last vinyasas, I think.
Oh, great.
I know. I tried to promise you no sweating, and I completely did not keep that promise.
It's all right.
Let's walk the feet up to meet the hands. And then inhale up for chair once again. And then straighten the legs. We're going to come up to Tadasana. Let's inhale the arms all the way up. Exhale, swan dive forward.
It's fun to see you do yoga.
Take the feet back.
I haven't seen this side of you before.
I know, right? I know. I guess we will be doing this. Okay, so I'm just telling you lies left and right. I'm so sorry.
Don't trust this woman.
Send the legs back. Okay, walk the feet up. And this time put the left foot on the outside of the left hand, the right foot on the outside of the right hand. The heels are in a little bit. We're gonna sink the seat and come into Malasana pose if you wanna put a block down for a little extra support. I feel like this idea of like writing for a specific audience or like keeping people in mind while you're writing, it's like, I feel like it can be so debilitating or limiting. But I also think like now that you're like semi-famous or like people know your name and you have like a following and stuff like that, like, do you find yourself feeling the need to censor yourself at all or like curate a certain personality or identity like on social media?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, social media feels a little bit different from...
leg back, we're gonna come to the kitchen.
From even like what I put in a book,
well, yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think also, especially since having my daughter, I've felt a little bit more private about what goes online and everything.
Totally.
Not to get too into it, but there's all this stuff too about like, who owns these platforms? How much do you want to like devote free labor to making the platforms more profitable? I say about this thing that we're like probably putting on one of these platforms.
Right.
Yeah. So, and I think I've also felt like at the end of the day, some authors, what they put online really does move the needle for like their book sales and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think for the vast majority of books that end up doing well, it's more about readers putting their excitement for the book online.
Yeah.
Rather than an author making like a perfect viral video, you know?
Although I thought that one star review video was like the perfect viral video.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I guess I say that, and like one of my favorite books that I've ever written, One Star Romance, came from me like telling an anecdote from my life on TikTok, and then the TikTok blowing up. It was about how I had to walk down the aisle at a friend's wedding with a best man who gave my book 1 star on Goodreads.
Right.
And I hadn't been thinking of writing a romantic comedy about it, but on TikTok, everybody was like, write the rom-com.
Yeah.
And so I did, and like, I'm so grateful that I did. I love that book.
Although I'm gonna move us into mermaid pose, which is really hard. I mean, the full expression of mermaid pose is really hard. It's like, you lift this and you have to hook it in your elbow and all this stuff. So I'm gonna do a modification where we can bring our legs like this and then just reach the right arm over and pull with pull gently with the left. This one is in honor of a special place for women, just like a magical, mystical being. But yeah, I actually meant the one where you sang the song.
Music video.
Love that.
I'm the author of 1 Star Romance, so I know about love. And I want to sing about the most enduring relationship I've known. Never gonna forget about you. Never gonna go to bed without you in my mind all night. You're the 1 star review. Never gonna get the words you said out of my effed up head. 5 stars fade away, but you're the 1 star review.
And this pose is so fun. Plant the left foot down and back and just kind of like spin open. It's called Stargazer, which is in honor of the Daydreams because it's all about the price of fame.
Yes.
And literally like gazing at stars. Plant both hands, curl the toes under. We're gonna come back to downward facing dog.
I never knew that it was something I could even dream of when I was thinking of, dreams for being a published author, was that somebody would create a specialized yoga routine with all my book titles.
I know. I hope it's not creepy.
Yeah, I'm eyeing the exits right now.
I know, right? You're like, oh my God, you know way too much about me. When you were, rushing around New York City and doing all the stuff and performing and all those things, like you and your friend had Feminarchy, right? The 2-person duo.
Yeah, musical comedy duo.
And you were amazing. The sort of like social media persona that you had back then is obviously quite different than now, which is somewhat like a product of just like becoming a parent and having a different, persona in general. And but also it's like, obviously like you have to be the author, Laura Hankin, instead of like the like sassy,
goofy, messy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You can't like lean into the messiness quite as much.
Yeah.
Do you ever miss that?
Sometimes, but I do feel like occasionally when the messy, sassy mood strikes, and I want to put something on my stories that I think would be funny, I'll do it, and I enjoy that. But I think I actually overall just feel less pressure to post all the time, which is nice. Although maybe I'm shooting myself in the foot, I don't know.
I'm into mermaid on this side. No, that's really good. That's good to not feel that pressure, Because I also feel like sometimes when I see creators on Instagram or YouTube, I'm like, they're feeling the pressure to post all the time. And so they end up posting stuff that doesn't seem to make sense for them or doesn't seem worthwhile, I guess.
Yeah.
Plant that left hand down.
Because sometimes when you get really into it, you look, all these guidelines that are you should be posting 3 TikToks a day.
Oh, Lord,
if you really want to be successful. And I just don't know how I admire the people who have time to do that and other stuff too. And generate those numbers of ideas and are able to make them feel fresh. Because for me, I feel like I can have an interesting idea for something like that once every month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, but that's just like not sustainable.
Yeah.
You can plant that palm down.
But yeah, it's been interesting to see, actually. I feel like some of the bigger authors who started out being a lot more active on social media have recently been like, I am kind of removing myself from the situation and I'll keep my account up, but like, I'm gonna post once a month or somebody's gonna run it for me.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm at the level yet where like,
you can just lower it all the way down.
Yeah. I have those guaranteed book sales like they do.
Right.
But
you're coming to Sphinx.
Oh, yeah.
I like this one.
But it is interesting that a lot of people, seemingly, when they can afford to go off the social media, choose to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, but the one other thing that I'll say about this, just that in spite of all my complaining about it, I do think it's allowed me to connect with other authors and other readers in a way that I like really, really value.
Yeah. I bet.
There are great things about it too.
Yeah. Let's switch legs. So the right leg comes up into half frog. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm always like amazed at the sort of like supportive community that seems to have like arisen around you. Like, if that makes sense, like, because you're always like supporting other people's book launches and like other people are like posting about you and, you know, you're writing blurbs and like other people are, it's called blurbing, right?
Yeah.
They're blurbing your book.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. And it's just like, yeah, like you're just a part of this community now. And then you can do like live events with them. And it just seems really, really fun. Downward facing dog.
Okay. Yeah, it's like, you know, we don't have coworkers in the same way. So feels like instead of hanging out in the office break room or like eating sheet cake for each other's birthdays during our lunch, it's like we do each other's book launches or write each other blurbs.
Yeah. Let's press into the shins, flat back. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale the arms all the way up. And exhale to Tadasana. And then we're gonna bring the right leg up and just pull the knee into the chest for just a second. And then we're gonna arrange our legs for tree pose. So we can put the right foot on the inner thigh or the calf or like a little kickstand right there.
Okay, see how long I can do this without falling over.
And then like, don't look anywhere that's moving. Just look at the steady floor.
Okay.
We've grown our branches. We're doing it, Laura.
Yes. It's only down from here.
And then we'll untangle the branches. Okay. We're gonna bring this right leg behind us.
Oh.
Yep, grab the foot. We're gonna come into dancer without falling over if we can. If we can.
Dancers fall sometimes.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, we can release that.
Okay.
Shake it out a little bit. And then raise that left leg. Pull the knee in a little bit for just like a quick little stretch.
Okay.
And so your husband works in DC, right?
Yes.
Like on the hill, so to speak. What does he make of your life? Like, I sometimes feel like as an artist or like a person who's like creatively inclined and going in 1,000 different directions all the time, people have like no concept or like no entryway to like this world sometimes. Like if they're in a more staid profession, you know, like finance or politics or whatever.
Yeah. It is funny. Sometimes he'll come home from like a long day of, you know, trying to protect healthcare benefits for millions of people. And I'll be like, I spent the day DMing every Real Housewife on Instagram to ask if I could send them a copy of my book, you know, and it's like we do different things.
Yeah.
But he is such a wonderful, like, creative partner in terms of I can just like talk about my stuff with him all the time, and he's always super helpful with brainstorming. He might like, you know, work in government, but
we're just gonna lower all the way down.
Great.
Yeah.
But he also is a huge reader, and he always has been.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
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 So he's like your fan, like, I mean, obviously, but like legitimately your fan, like, of your books.
He claims that I'm his favorite author. You know, he sort of has to say that. But I think he does genuinely enjoy reading what I write, which is nice.
I believe it.
It's funny sometimes I feel like you read articles where, you know, Sally Rooney is like, my husband has never read one of my books. And I'm like, I could never. Like, I need validation too much from the man I love. But also, it's just like a huge part of your life, and it's what you do and think about all day.
Right.
Yeah, so I think it's actually, I've dated other writers in the past, and that almost felt like it was just too much of us doing the same thing, and like there could be competition or, you know, it could just get complicated. And so I think dating someone who loves the arts and is able to have like really interesting conversations about the arts.
We can roll over now. And bring the knees to the chest. Perfect. Just kind of give it like a lower back massage.
Oh yeah.
Did you really DM the Housewives?
Yeah, I think with when Happy and You Know It was coming out in paperback, I was like, it had gotten a lot of comparisons to Real Housewives.
Oh.
When it was out in hardcover, people saying like, if you love Real Housewives, you would love this book. And so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna shoot my shot and see if any of them want a copy. And I think a few of them actually did say like, go ahead and send it to me and stuff. And a couple of them maybe posted a thing about it. Yeah, so you never know. But also I feel like in the marketing publicity stage, you send so many emails that nobody ever responds to, but you almost have to just like be doing something for your own anxiety about how the book's gonna do.
Right.
You have to feel like I put work into this, even if it doesn't work out.
Yeah, I tried my best.
Yeah.
And so if it doesn't work out, it's not on me.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember, here, we'll come back to center. I'm gonna take a supported bridge because that just feels so good to me. So just lift the pelvis and slide a block under there, under the lower back. I used to work at Pop Sugar.
Oh yeah.
Pop Slap.
Pop Slap.
And oh my gosh, we got so many advance copies for so many different things, because eventually, I mean, I was there in the early days, so it was like right when Pop Sugar was starting, and but then eventually it became more of a household name, at least among millennial women, and it was just like everybody wanted to send us their books, and that's cool, but it was like, it's just interesting to be on the other side of the thing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just like felt sorry for some of them just because I was like, this feels so, like there's so much effort being put into trying to get the book promoted.
Well, and when it's your book, you're like, how could anybody read this description and not be interested? Yeah, you don't think about the fact that they're receiving 50 different books that day that like all have interesting sounding descriptions.
Yeah, right.
And so much of it feels like luck or connections or
Totally. Come back to reclined goddess pose, so we can just do it while we're here.
Okay.
So bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees fall to the sides. Yeah, your hands can go to your belly or to the floor. I like to put them on my belly sometimes because I can feel the breath moving in and out.
Yeah.
And I did a theater, like a summer theater program at the American Conservatory Theater in San Francisco. And, you know, we had all these different classes that we had to take. And one of them was like literally about breathing and like breath work. And it's the only class that I didn't get like an excellent grade.
They were like, you suck at breathing.
You don't know how to breathe.
Wow.
And that's like pretty bad.
Yeah, that's like a basic human function.
I know, but I'm like better at Shakespeare, I guess. I don't know. I'm better at clowning.
Oh my God.
I got such a good grade in clown.
I did too. I took a clowning class and my teacher in college, and my teacher was like, have you considered going to clowning grad school? And I like at a low moment with my writing when I was like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna get published again, I refound this journal entry where I was like, maybe I should have just gone to clown college like my professor wanted me to.
Well, there you go. If your like current career ever just like takes a nosedive.
Yeah, it's never too late, right?
You fall back on your secondary career as a clown.
Would my daughter be proud of me then?
Right. I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
At least for a while.
Kids love clowns.
Exactly.
Or they're terrified of them. She'd probably be a little terrified.
Yeah, my daughter is like fascinated by Pennywise,
Oh, God.
the clown.
What?
Yeah, she loves like Halloween stuff, and she likes to be like scared and startled and whatever. Like she begged us to watch The Exorcist.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I'm not brave enough to watch The Exorcist.
Same. Let's draw the knees up once again to our chest, and then just roll to one side or the other. We didn't really have a proper Shavasana, Laura. I'm really sorry about that. I hope you're okay with it.
I'll forgive you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's push up to a seated position. Come to an easy seat. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for hanging out with me.
Thanks for asking me.
I'm sorry I said we wouldn't get sweaty and then we got sweaty.
It's all right. In the grand scheme of sweat, it's not that bad.
That's true.
It's the right amount of sweaty where you're like, I did something, but
Yeah.
I'm not dripping.
Right. Could have been sweatier.
Yes.
That's the takeaway.
Could
It'd always be
been
sweatier.
Sweatier.
Well, I'm really excited for you and your bright, shiny future.
Thank you.
And I'm so glad to know you. And I'm glad that you're here. And I hope to see you again before the next pandemic.
I hope so too. And I'm excited to keep watching, your yoga interviews.
Yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Namaste.
Namaste.